The Vikings, legendary for their fearsome prowess in battle and unmatched skill in navigation, were far more than mere marauders. They were architects of a transformative era in world history. Emerging from the rugged Scandinavian landscapes of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, these daring seafarers launched bold expeditions that carried them well beyond the icy fjords of their homeland. Their journeys would take them to the distant shores of North America, deep into the riverways of Eastern Europe, and even into the vibrant markets and golden deserts of the Middle East. Yet the true legacy of the Vikings goes far beyond their image as raiders. They were also masterful traders, pioneering settlers, and fearless explorers who forged connections across continents long before global empires took shape. Fueled by an unyielding spirit of adventure and unrivaled shipbuilding ingenuity, they crossed oceans and carved paths into the unknown, becoming, remarkably, among the first Europeans to set foot in North America centuries ahead of Columbus. In this video, we'll embark on a sweeping journey through the complete history of the Vikings, unraveling their epic voyages and the profound influence they had on the world. From their timeless sagas and mythic heroes to their vast trade routes and cultural legacy, the Vikings etched their story into the bones of history. So join us as we set sail into a world of bravery, discovery, and enduring legend, a saga that continues to spark fascination to this day. The Viking Age, spanning from the late 8th century to the early 11th century, emerged from the unique geographical and cultural landscape of Scandinavia. This region, characterized by its rugged terrain, dense forests, and extensive coastlines, fostered a seafaring culture that thrived on exploration and trade. The harsh climate and limited agricultural opportunities pushed many Scandinavian communities to seek new resources and lands, setting the stage for the Viking expeditions that would follow. Key tribes, such as the Norse, Danes, and Swedes, played a significant role in shaping the Viking identity. Legendary figures like Ragnar Lothbrok and Harald Hardrada became symbols of Viking valor and ambition, inspiring countless tales of adventure and conquest. These tribes were not only warriors, but also skilled craftsmen and traders, establishing intricate networks that connected them to distant lands. Socioeconomic factors, including population growth and the desire for wealth, drove the Vikings to explore beyond their borders. As resources became scarce, the allure of fertile lands and lucrative trade routes beckoned. This combination of geographical challenges, cultural richness, and economic motivations fueled the Viking spirit, leading to a remarkable era of exploration that would leave a lasting impact on the world. The Viking Age is generally marked from 793 to 1066 AD, a period defined by significant exploration, raids, and cultural evolution. It began with the infamous raid on the Lindisfarne Monastery in 793, which shocked Europe and signaled the onset of Viking incursions into the British Isles. This event marked the Vikings as formidable raiders, leading to a series of attacks on monasteries and settlements across England, Ireland, and beyond. Throughout the late 8th and 9th centuries, the Vikings established key settlements, including Dublin, York, and the Orkney Islands. These settlements became centers of trade and culture, facilitating interactions with local populations and contributing to the spread of Norse influence. Notable raids, such as those led by Ragnar Lothbrok and later by the Great Heathen Army, further solidified Viking power in the region. As the Viking Age progressed into the 10th and 11th centuries, Viking society began to evolve. The transition from raiding to trading and settling became evident with the establishment of the Danelaw in England and the founding of cities like Novgorod in Russia. By 1066, the Viking Age came to a close with the defeat of Harald Hardrada at the Battle of Stamford Bridge, marking the end of an era characterized by exploration, conquest, and cultural exchange. The Viking raids across Europe were driven by a combination of motivations, including the pursuit of wealth, resources, and land. as Scandinavian societies faced limited agricultural opportunities and growing populations. The allure of rich monasteries and prosperous towns became irresistible. These raids had a profound impact on European societies, instilling fear and leading to significant changes in local governance and defense strategies. Key locations targeted by the Vikings included Lindisfarne, where the first major raid in 793 shocked the Christian world, and Paris, which faced multiple sieges throughout the 9th century. Other notable targets included the coasts of England, Ireland, and the Frankish Empire, where Viking forces sought to plunder and establish settlements. The success of these raids was largely attributed to the Vikings' advanced military tactics and innovative longships. Their ships, designed for speed and agility, allowed them to navigate both open seas and shallow rivers, enabling surprise attacks on unsuspecting coastal towns. Viking warriors employed a combination of fierce combat skills and psychological warfare, often striking swiftly and retreating before local forces could mount a defense. This blend of strategic planning and superior naval technology made the Vikings a formidable force, leaving a lasting legacy on the European landscape. The Viking explorations extended far beyond Europe, reaching as far as North America, where they made significant discoveries. One of the most notable figures in these explorations was Leif Erikson, who is credited with the discovery of Vinland around the year 1000 AD. Vinland, believed to be located in present-day Newfoundland, Canada, offered fertile land and abundant resources, showcasing the Vikings' adventurous spirit and their ability to navigate uncharted territories. Before reaching North America, the Vikings established settlements in Greenland and Iceland, which served as crucial waypoints for their explorations. Eric the Red founded the first Norse settlement in Greenland around 985 AD, while Iceland was settled shortly thereafter, providing a base for further voyages into the unknown. These settlements became vital centers of trade and culture, fostering a unique Viking identity. The Vikings' remarkable navigational skills and technologies played a key role in their explorations. They utilized advanced shipbuilding techniques to create longships that were both swift and versatile, capable of traversing open seas and shallow rivers. Additionally, they relied on natural navigation methods, such as the position of the sun, the stars, and ocean currents, allowing them to venture into new territories with confidence. This combination of exploration, settlement, and navigational prowess solidified the Vikings' legacy as some of history's greatest explorers. The daily life of the Vikings was shaped by a complex social structure that defined the roles of men and women within their communities. Viking society was primarily patriarchal, with men often taking on roles as warriors, farmers, and traders. Women, while responsible for managing the household and raising children, also held significant power, particularly in matters of property and family lineage. Some women even participated in raids and explorations, showcasing their strength and resilience. Norse mythology and religion played a central role in Viking culture, influencing their worldview and daily practices. The Vikings worshipped a pantheon of gods, including Odin, Thor, and Freyja, and believed in the importance of fate and honor. Rituals and sacrifices were common, as they sought favor from the gods for successful voyages and bountiful harvests. Art and craftsmanship flourished in Viking society, with skilled artisans creating intricate jewelry, weapons, and textiles. Their craftsmanship was not only functional, but also deeply symbolic, often reflecting their beliefs and values. Trade practices were vital to their economy, as the Vikings exchanged goods such as furs, timber, and metalwork with other cultures. This blend of social structure, mythology, and artistry contributed to a rich and vibrant Viking culture that continues to captivate our imagination today. The decline of Viking power can be attributed to a combination of factors that transformed their society and diminished their influence across Europe. One significant factor was the impact of Christianization, which gradually spread throughout Scandinavia during the 10th and 11th centuries. As the Vikings converted to Christianity, their traditional beliefs and practices began to wane, leading to a shift in cultural identity. This transition often resulted in the loss of the warrior ethos that had defined Viking society, as the focus shifted towards more peaceful and agrarian lifestyles. Additionally, the rise of centralized kingdoms in Europe posed a formidable challenge to Viking dominance. As nations like England and France consolidated power, they developed stronger military forces and more organized defenses against Viking raids. This centralization made it increasingly difficult for Viking leaders to launch successful campaigns and maintain control over their territories. Internal conflicts also contributed to the decline of Viking power. As various factions vied for control and resources, infighting weakened their unity and effectiveness. Furthermore, external pressures from emerging powers, such as the Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire, further strained Viking resources and capabilities. Together, these factors culminated in the gradual decline of Viking influence, marking the end of an era characterized by exploration, conquest, and cultural exchange. The legacy of the Vikings is profound, leaving an indelible mark on modern culture and history. Their explorations significantly influenced trade routes and cultural exchanges across Europe and beyond. By establishing connections with various civilizations, the Vikings facilitated the flow of goods, ideas, and technologies, which helped shape the development of medieval Europe. Their interactions with cultures from the British Isles to the Middle East enriched both their own society and those they encountered. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in Viking history, particularly in popular culture. Television series, films, and literature have brought the Viking saga to life, captivating audiences with tales of adventure, exploration, and mythology. This renewed fascination has sparked a broader appreciation for their contributions and complexities, encouraging further exploration of their history. The Vikings also made significant contributions to language, place names, and governance. Many modern English words and phrases have roots in Old Norse, reflecting the linguistic impact of Viking settlements. Additionally, numerous place names across England, Scotland, and Ireland bear witness to their presence, often derived from Viking terminology. Their governance structures, including concepts of democracy and local assemblies known as things, laid the groundwork for modern political systems. Overall, the Vikings' legacy continues to resonate, shaping our understanding of history and culture today. In this video, we have journeyed through the fascinating history of the Vikings and their remarkable explorations. We began by examining the origins of the Viking Age, highlighting the geographical and cultural factors that shaped their society. We explored their infamous raids and conquests, which not only instilled fear across Europe, but also led to significant cultural exchanges and trade routes. The Vikings' adventurous spirit took them beyond Europe, with notable figures like Leif Erikson discovering lands such as Vinland. We also delved into Viking culture and society, discussing their social structure, beliefs, and artistic contributions. As we analyzed the decline of Viking power, we recognized the impact of Christianization, the rise of centralized kingdoms, and internal conflicts that contributed to their eventual downfall. Finally, we reflected on the lasting legacy of the Vikings, from their influence on language and governance to their resurgence in popular culture. As we conclude, we encourage you to reflect on the significance of the Viking legacy and its relevance in our modern world. If you enjoyed this exploration of Viking history, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others. Feel free to share your insights in the comments below. And don't forget to explore our related videos for a deeper dive into the fascinating stories of history.